ever saved someone's life and then realized that moment changed everything about your own? Because that's exactly what happened to me. My name is Emily Parker, and this is the craziest story I never meant to live. It started on a cold, rainy night after one of those hospital shifts where you're so tired you forget your own name. I remember staring at the road, my eyes burning, whispering to myself, "Come on, Emily, 10 more minutes and you're home." But life doesn't care about your plans. Life just happens. I saw headlights swerving across the highway. A truck slid sideways and crashed into a ditch. My heart stopped. I pulled over so fast, I'm surprised my tiny car didn't flip. I ran toward the truck without thinking. Everything felt like a blur. Mud, rain, cold air, my shaky hands. Inside was an older man. He was barely breathing. His lips were turning blue. And when he tried to speak, his voice sounded like it was fading somewhere far away. He whispered one sentence before passing out completely. He said, "Tell my son, Ethan." I didn't understand what that meant. I didn't know who Ethan was. I didn't know anything. All I cared about was keeping the stranger alive long enough for help to arrive. I stayed with him until the ambulance came. I held his hand so he wouldn't be alone. I didn't know it then, but that moment, me in the rain, in the mud, holding on to a dying man, was the start of everything that came after. The next morning at the hospital, things were calmer, or they seemed calmer. I was trying to force down this disgusting machine-made coffee when the whole hallway suddenly went silent. I looked up, and there he was. A man in a black suit. Tall, sharp, confident. The kind of man that makes everyone else look like background characters. He walked straight toward me like he already knew who I was. He said, "Are you Emily Parker?" My stomach dropped. I nodded. Then he said words I wasn't ready for. He said, "You're the one who saved my father." His father. The man from last night. The man who nearly died in my arms. This stranger introduced himself as Ethan Blake. And yes, that Ethan Blake. The billionaire, the CEO, the guy you see in magazines you can't afford. I'd seen him before on TV, but seeing him in real life, standing inches away, breathing the same air, that was different. He thanked me. Not like people normally thank you. He thanked me like he was handing me something fragile, like his gratitude was heavier than he could hold. Then he said, "I want to thank you properly. Have dinner with me tonight." And I know I should have said no. Rich guys, powerful guys, they always come with strings. But there was something in his eyes. Something that wasn't pretending. Something real. So I said yes. And I had no idea that one word would throw me into a world I wasn't prepared for. Dinner wasn't just dinner. He booked the entire rooftop of the most expensive restaurant in the city. The place looked like it was made of gold and candlelight. The view was insane, the kind that makes you forget every problem you've ever had. He wasn't trying to impress me. He didn't brag. He didn't show off. He just talked like a human, like a man who hadn't felt hurt in a long time. We talked for hours about childhood, about fears, about dreams that scared us. He laughed in a way I don't think he lets anyone else see. For a moment, he wasn't a billionaire. He was just Ethan. But good moments never last long, do they? His phone rang. His face changed instantly. Fear. Pure fear.
He hung up and looked at me with his voice shaking when he said, "It's my dad." He collapsed again. Without thinking, I stood up. I said, "Let's go. I'm coming with you." Back at the hospital, everything was chaos. His father was losing his heartbeat. The room was filled with panic. I didn't think. I just acted. I did everything I could. Restarted his heart, directed nurses, stayed focused even though I could feel Ethan watching me, like his whole world depended on it. And when his heart started beating again, Ethan broke. He tried to hide it, but I saw tears in his eyes. He pulled me aside and whispered, "You saved him again. Emily, I don't know how to explain this, but I can't lose you either." I didn't say anything. I couldn't. My heart wasn't ready. But the truth, I was already falling. Days passed. We got closer. We went on walks, late night calls, morning coffees. He'd wait for me after shifts, sometimes in a hoodie like he was trying to hide from the world. He'd smile differently when he saw me, softer, like he was the only place he felt safe. But there was something else, too. Something he didn't say. Sometimes he'd get quiet, look over his shoulder, check his phone like he was waiting for something terrible. I told myself not to ask, but I knew something was wrong. One night we were walking near the water. The moon was bright. The wind was cold. He stopped and looked at me like he was memorizing my face. He said, "Emily, I need to tell you something." My heart pounded. Then he said the last thing I expected. He said, "I love you." Everything inside me froze. I wanted to say it back. I really did. But I didn't get the chance. A few days later, everything shattered. I went to his office to surprise him. Bad idea. Really bad idea. He was there, but he wasn't alone. And on his desk was a file with my name on it. My pictures, my address, my bank information, everything. I felt sick. I said quietly, "Ethan, what is this?" His face went pale. He said my name with this broken voice. "Emily, I can explain." But I didn't want to hear it. I asked him if he was investigating me, and he didn't deny it. He said, "Someone tried to kill my father that night, and you were the only person there." My chest cracked open. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't look at him. I left. I didn't look back. But the worst part, the danger didn't leave me. That night, a black car followed me. I got strange messages. I heard footsteps outside my window. My name whispered in the dark. I realized this wasn't about love anymore. Something darker was happening. At 3 a.m., Ethan came to my door. He looked destroyed, like he hadn't slept, like someone ripped the life out of him. He said, "They're watching you because of me. Emily, my father wasn't in an accident. He was attacked. Someone wants him dead. And now they want me too. He grabbed my hands. His voice was shaking when he said, "If you walk away now, you'll be safe. But if you stay, I'll protect you with my life." I looked into his eyes. Those same eyes I fell for, those same eyes that lied to me, but also loved me. And I said, "I'm not leaving you." So here I am, caught between love and danger, between secrets and truth, between the life I knew and the one I never asked for. I don't know how this story ends. I don't know if we make it out alive.